5 skilled players, and they are a bunch of, I call them cheaters, you know? They're just a bunch of cheaters. They got some cheaty strats, you know? 33 is just gonna come up with some stuff, and you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, yep, that's cheating. That's just cheating.
They have two guys, basically like 9 and 33. They're like kind of unique in a way that what heroes they're playing. Like 9 is playing some Spirit Breaker mid lane.
Tundra using a lot of Zoo heroes for Search 3, because that hero's kinda cheesy, because if he plays it and you not counter well, you're gonna lose like in 20 minutes.
In my opinion, in my head, Tundra is still the best team to beat. On top of the fact that they're 5 skilled players, they just kind of like manipulate the game a lot. And that's what Dota really is about. It's about breaking the game. And they do it pretty well.
Manipulating the game. Tundra have been doing that all the way through this tournament. And last time they played Secret, every time they got that big team fight, that one win sheep, they just held control, Tundra. It was so hard for Secret to really kind of just push back against them.
It's because they're so good at micro and just abusing the map to its fullest. You take any half of the enemy's map and you're cutting waves. You know, you saw they lost a team fight and 33 is just using his courier to drag a creep wave down the river to keep it away from their towers. Like, these guys are just abusing this so hard, and you can't ban all of them.
And you're speaking of micro and all these cheesy heroes from 33, Puppey even calling them kind of cheaters, but that's not what I saw like in the last series that they've played. Tundra outplayed them hard. They got into Team Spirit's head.
Yeah, Tundra's kind of morphed themselves into this hyper-defensive team where they wait until they know the best timing they can play on, and then when they hit that timing, they cross the river, they occupy the map, and they choke out their opponents. Like this series, it's Secret having to come in with the adaptations, with the understanding of Tundra. Like Tundra, they don't need to change anything.
Yeah, it's a really good point, because Secret have been adapting, though. Last time these two teams played, they picked up the Silencer, which they had success with, and that was their counter to Tundra's team fight. When Tundra wanted to go in, the Silencer bought enough time. Last series, Secret beat out Liquid, and they pick up the Earthshaker. This is a great counter-initiator, also with the Beastmaster that had Raw, and they really allowed their carries to shine. Admittedly, we saw Puppey on the crazy...
The carry
Ench, but that felt like it was an evolved Secret. It felt like, I feel like this time they've got more in their arsenal to come up against Tundra.
It did look like they prepared for Liquid. What were Liquid good at? They were good at kind of losing the mid-game, but then clutching it at the end. Like the way Secret drafted as well, Morph and Sniper, they went late. They got that Shaker that you were speaking of. Like they got that Shaker to secure those late game team fights. But honestly, Puppey is angry. Like he picked that Ench first phase enchanters, 0 heals, leveled stats, just carried the game.
Yeah, but it's the fact that we're talking about adaptation, but for Secret, it's not about finding new heroes. It's about going back to the heroes that they have had incredible careers on. You know, like with Puppey and Enchantress, he's got 148 games, 66% win rate in his entire career. And then you go to Nisha as well. He's in like top 5 morph players in the world for quantity of games, 78% win rate. Like you just, in these moments where you're at TI, you don't try and find new. You go back to the old that has found success. And I'm expecting to see these heroes pop up again in this grand finals.
Yeah, we've seen like Crystallis's Monkey King as well coming up again. Like I think he is a great story of someone who people, you know, doubted throughout the qualifiers. I think even his old teammate Fishman said it felt like Secret didn't believe in him, but now it does. It feels like that. It feels like you can see it in his play. You can see it in the drafting. Like they'll pick Rezo early and he'll clutch it all out, and you have these later picks for Crystallis, and he is really showing up.
Yeah, I mean, Crystallis is showing up, but you've got to think about Tundra esports carry as well. Skidder, in his interview, he just said, this TI just feels right. And people have considered him just to be probably the best performing carry here. Obviously, they're in the grand final, so certainly, you know, that there's some proof to that. But like, what about Skitter?
If you know Skitter, and if you go all the way back to like some small European tournaments, like these heroes that are in the meta right now, that are being played on TI, these are all his comfort heroes. I go back to their series versus Aster. They win against Stark, then they pick it up themselves, and he goes like ultra kill godlike on it. Like all of the heroes like Stark, CK, Lifestealer, they fully fall into his comfort zone.
The fact that you talk about Skidder being comfortable and like he thinks he's going to just be good in this TI, like that, getting a carry play in that mindset, having that confidence, and going, yeah, it just feels right. That's so scary for him. That's probably why they're also finding success, because they talk about the mental game in their pre-interview. The fact that they're in this good mind space and then they're undefeated, Oh, that is so scary.
I mean, if you're going to beat someone in the grand finals, you need to be mentally there to be able to push your heroes to the limit with your team. And we did see that from Secret when they were chasing down Liquid in the final moments to close out round 3. So I think Secret are probably going to be, you know, on a high after that win coming into this. But Tundra should be feeling, I would say, confident. They did beat Secret earlier on.
Calm and collected. That's how I describe it.
And that's really the team.
It's big for them. It's massive for them. AUI himself was saying that it was the mental game in Arlington that caused their loss, and they got a psychologist now. They're looking good.
And looking at the mid players as well, one of the things about momentum is 9 playing mid. Like, how would we describe 9's play style? 9, the mid for Tundra Esports, he seems to move a lot. He gets involved. Is this like, am I wrong?
No, you're right.
You are super right.
He's like an ultimate playmaker at the moment that comes with a ton of flair. I feel like that kind of mid laner is what you need to win the TI. Like, you need a maniac on the mid lane, like playing his tasks, just doing crazy stuff. I go back again to Thompson, to Monkey King Pagna mid lane, like just innovating, doing new stuff. That's what you need from your mid. Like, you need to get in their heads. Like, you need to pick Tusk first phase, and then they're thinking, oh, is this Tusk mid? Is it position 4? What's going to happen?
And then they just throw it on mid, and it's like 9 getting in your head.
And he's getting like 20 kills.
Can you kind of stop Nisha though? Can you get into Nisha's head? Nisha, the mid lane for Secret. I mean, this guy, he seems so calm and collected, and he's got Puppey next to him.
Did you see the Morphling game earlier in game 1 against Liquid? Him just like taking over the tough, snowballing into high ground, going for Harrigan Pike, waveforming in, piking out. Like, yeah, Nisha right now, if he plays like he did in that first series, he is...
Wait. You say right now, like in the first series, Sheep. When's the last time you saw Nisha underperform?
Never.
Go back through your calendar, yeah.
I mean, Nisha is amazing, and so is 9. I really respect 9's thoughts on Dota. Like, he loves mid because he loves controlling the pace. He loves controlling the map. He likes having access to side lanes and making stuff happen. Like, Skitter was saying that him and Snaking are just like, 9 talks about his teammates and say how they're biggest nerds, and they all just love talking about Dota. Like, they just all bring so much to the table, like 33 bringing a lot of micro information, helping with item skill builds. It feels like everyone has something that helps each other, and you bring that to 9 on his mid, and he's just able to like make everyone's like strengths shine.
The thorn in the side of some of these players, though, were often the soft support. Zayats was killing it in his last game on the Earthshaker.
But he's also bringing the energy. And that's the key thing. When we see these little player shots going right now, Secret, they're the ones like Resolution. Zayats right there on camera. Like Rezo, he's joining in with the crowd. He's like doing the wave. Zayats during the game, he's standing up. He's hitting a fissure. He's like air punching to the enemy team. Like, this team is energy. Tundra, on the other hand, calm. Like, what, they literally, they win a fight, you hear the team come to the true sight thing, nice.
just like Aoi said it would go.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Master Aoi, thank you, we shall win this for you. Like, they are just, it's polar opposites in energy between these two teams right now.
Yeah, if you're Tundra though, you don't need energy, you're winning every single game.
Hey, they lost the map.
Stay cool, stay calm.
Exactly.
All according to the plan, yeah.
Of course, this will be a best of 5, and this will push them to their limits. Do you think they can have the stamina? Because they've played a lot less games than Secret.
Come on.
This, you know what?
Go on.
I don't want to know.
Oh.
You know what I want? I want the match 1 to start here. The grand finals. Let's get into the game.
Team Secret versus Tundra Esports. Grand Finals, Game 1.